Hi and welcome to Healthy Living. I'm Dr. Debbie Lyons and it's really exciting today. We're here at Hilton Head Hospital. I am with Tom Bouthille. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell me a little bit about your title and what you do.
So I'm the Battalion Chief of EMS for Hilton Head Island Fire Rescue. So I oversee all of our emergency medical services on the island.
And what's fun is we've talked a lot when we do Healthy Living, how we really want to get more action and show more protocols and procedures and show just how wonderful a community we are when it comes to health and wellness, prevention, and then knowing what to do. So today we're going to show a couple of things. Talk to us about what we're going to do.
So we're going to talk about sudden cardiac arrest today. Sudden cardiac arrest is basically if you're out in the community, maybe you're out fishing or you're golfing or playing tennis, something like that, and then you suddenly collapse, and your heart goes into a very dangerous heart rhythm called ventricular fibrillation.
And what does that look like? Is it bouncing? Am I conscious?
Excellent questions. So first of all, no, you're not conscious. This is a cause of sudden cardiac arrest, so you will be unconscious and you will have no pulse.
Okay.
So this is the mother of all time-sensitive emergencies, and so we need to react very rapidly if we're going to save the patient's life. And so we have what's called the chain of survival, or a sequence of events that has to happen perfectly in order for that individual to survive to hospital discharge with good functional capacity.
All right, let's talk a little bit about that. What is the sequence of events? And if you don't mind using it, really, I'm on the golf course and someone I'm with falls.
Sure, perfect. Great example. So I think we've done a disservice for the past couple of generations in explaining to people what sudden cardiac arrest looks like. We've taught it as though it's very obvious and very simple. And it turns out when you look at the data, that's not entirely true. So I'm going to teach you a new decision rule so that you know for sure who needs CPR and who needs an AED if there's one nearby. We call it no, no, go. Okay?
No, no, go.
No, no, go. So first of all, when an adult or even a child suddenly collapses, that's a medical emergency.
Period.
Period.
Okay.
So 911 should be called right away. And our dispatchers have special training to walk you through all this stuff. So let's start there. So someone has suddenly collapsed, it's an emergency, and we should be calling 911 and getting the professionals on the way.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get back to no, no, go. First question is the patient conscious? Now their eyes may be open, their eyes may be closed, but is this person responding to you? Are they conscious? Let's say they're not. We've got our first no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I love this. I'm sitting closer and closer to you.
Second question, are they breathing normally, with emphasis on the word normally? Now, they may not be breathing at all, and that's obviously abnormal, but they might be gasping or snoring. So even if they're breathing or gasping, but it's abnormal, then are they breathing normally?
No.
No. We just got our second no. Then go. Start CPR, and if there's an AED nearby, retrieve it, or send someone to retrieve it. And then when it shows up at the patient's side, turn it on and follow the voice prompts.
Okay, so number one, new rule that we're going to learn is no, no, go.
That's right.
So no matter where I am, I'm shopping, I'm on the golf course, I'm at the pool, whatever it is, someone drops, I'm going to ask,
are they conscious?
Yes, are they conscious? Their eyes may be opened or closed, but I'm going to ask them a question. If they don't respond, I have my first no.
Correct.
Okay. Then second, are they breathing normally? Emphasis on the normally.
Correct.
I actually listened.
There you go.
Right? but I mean, this is going to be really helpful one of these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if they're not, if they're snoring or gasping, that's still not normal.
Correct.
So then I go.
Go. Start CPR, make sure that 911 has been called first and foremost.
Correct.
That's right. And then start CPR and send someone to get the AED if there's one nearby. If the AED shows up on scene, turn it on and follow the voice prompts.
Am I worried about making anybody comfortable? Am I worried about putting them on their back? Is there positioning that I need to?
Sure, that's an excellent point because many of these events occur in the home. And so there are situations where someone doesn't have the physical strength to pull them off the bed with the bed sheet or off the toilet onto the bathroom floor or something like that. But we do ask that they be laid down on a firm surface, preferably the floor, remove any pillows, and then we're going to position our hands in the center of the chest, between the nipple line,
okay.
and then we're going to start CPR, okay? And so high quality CPR has 3 attributes.
Okay.
We want to do CPR at the correct rate, which is 100 to 120 per minute. One way to do that is the song Staying Alive.
Okay.
Or
bum, 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 bum.
Staying Alive, right?
Staying alive.
Or Row Your Boat or Dancing Queen. They're all
Okay.
at that correct rate.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we're compressing at the correct rate, first of all.
Row, row, row. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
And, right. We want to compress at least 2 inches, and that's probably a little bit deeper than most people think.
Are comfortable, yes.
Correct, yeah. But don't worry, you're not going to hurt this person.
Okay.
It is much more dangerous to not provide CPR to someone that has collapsed in this manner. And then we also want to allow full recoil. So we want the heel of our hand to come all the way up off of the chest with each chest compression. We don't want to lean on the patient's chest while we're doing those chest compressions. And then we're just going to keep that up until emergency medical services arrive.
Talk to me about CPRs, and we were talking a little bit in the elevator going, how often do I need to take CPR? Where can I get classes? And can it be anyone? Can it, you know, at what age? Can my 15-year-old, can my 12-year-old, can my 50-year-old?
Absolutely. Anyone that has the physical strength to push
Okay.
up and down on a chest can and should learn CPR. Historically, a CPR card certification lasts about 2 years.
Okay.
We have pretty good data that there is rapid skill decay. So within about 90 days max,
Right.
your ability to perform CPR decreases. And so there's a strong argument to be made that we should be doing high frequency, low dose training if you're serious about doing really high quality CPR. But keep in mind, our dispatchers will talk you through CPR even if you've never done it before.
So that's a huge takeaway right now, that if I'm not skilled and qualified, it still doesn't mean I cannot do CPR.
That's correct. Our dispatchers have special training to talk you through that procedure.
All right, so CPR defibrillators, are there defibrillators that are scattered throughout a shopping mall or a golf course, things like that? What's the scoop on defibrillators?
So we have about 215 automatic defibrillators in the community, at least that we know about, that we've identified. About half of them were placed in the community by the town's AED program,
Okay.
But they've all been programmed into an app for your smartphone called Pulse Point that we rolled out last year.
So do we all need to get that?
Yes.
Pulse Point.
Pulse Point. It's called Pulse Point Responder.
Okay.
And it's for Apple or Android. And it can be configured so that if you're within a half mile of someone who's suffered sudden cardiac arrest out in the community, it will send you an alert. So it leverages the GPS technology in your smartphone.
Oh, gosh, that makes sense.
It recognizes that you're nearby. It will give you a push notification. It will show you where the nearest AED is, and it will show you where the patient is. So we're hoping this is going to improve both bystander CPR and access to publicly available AEDs.
So when you're doing the CPR, when you're doing or using AED devices, children and adults obviously require different things. Again, the 911 dispatcher or someone will talk us through those kinds of things?
That's correct. The first thing to know is anyone in cardiac arrest needs CPR.
Okay.
And it's only kind of a subcategory that requires a shock from an AED. Now, if they do require a shock from an AED, there's no doubt that it can be life-saving.
Okay.
But we're really talking about when people suddenly collapse and their primary problem is this abnormal heart rhythm. An AED is not going to help someone that drowns in a swimming pool, for example.
Okay.
So if it depends on the cause of the cardiac arrest, but we can definitely say that all of them need CPR.
So here's kind of a broad spectrum question. Do most of these events happen when it's 1,000 degrees and humid out? Do they happen to a certain demographic or age group? Are there folks who are more prone to this? How's that for kind of a...
Sure.
Who's going to collapse is really what I'm asking you. We don't know.
There are some trends. I mean, it does seem to happen more often to males than females. I would say probably our median age is somewhere in their 60s on
Okay.
Hilton Island. But our youngest cardiac arrest survivor from 2017 was a 21-year-old female.
Oh, wow.
Children can have congenital heart defects. You can have a high school athlete collapse on the basketball court or something like that. So we need to be prepared to treat it. It really could happen to anyone.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. No, no, go. I mean, that's huge. It really is. And call 911.
Yes.
Can we actually get down on the ground in this next segment and you kind of show us what we're talking about?
Sure.
I think a little show and tell is always good.
Me too.
Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Healthy Living.